Hi, everybody. Today I am going to do Insta chat with somebody very special to me. Why she's special, I'll tell you as soon as she joins me. So here we have today Shriya Saran, the very, very beautiful, the very glamorous and gorgeous. Oh my God. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. You're looking lovely. Wow, it's nice and sunny. And where? Can you tell them where you are? Which part of the world?
I am in Barcelona, and yeah, this is Andres and mine's favorite spot. We both love it. So this today he's given it to me.
Oh, okay. Sunny and beautiful and golden. Well,
Yeah, and I've just recently fallen in love with plants. I have
Sorry. Yes, there's this lady in front of my house who sells plants, and she's very passionate. And
okay.
yeah, yeah,
I
have
was
them
just,
here.
I was just telling them, oh wow, that's what a lovely view you have from your window. I was just telling our viewers and people who are hearing us today that we have a very special bond. I said I will not tell you till she comes there, and then maybe you will tell them what is our special bond.
So, so this is quite special because I was I think I started working in movies just like how you did. For you, it was an experiment. For me too, but I didn't know. I mean, I got to work with you. So it became a beautiful experiment. And I remember meeting you for the first time, and my directors were like, she's a really big actor. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you have to be like, very respectful and all. And next thing I know is that I'm like eating your dabba and I'm chilling with you, and you were so warm and welcoming. And that's one thing that I'll never forget about you is that the way you treated me, I was just a college kid. I had no idea what I was doing. Uh, but you gave me so much love. And it didn't matter to you as to who I was or what I was doing, but it's just pure love. And
Because
that's
it
something
helped
that I
that you
always
were
respect you for.
it helped because you were such an adorable, cute, gorgeous thing and a little baby. And I must tell our viewers today that why we have a special bond is her first film, which she did, called Ishtam, was a Telugu film. And it was my first film in Telugu too. And I was playing her, would have been mother-in-law, I think, in the film, the hero's mom.
Yeah.
And in that also, we have a very special bond in the film
And I
also.
kept asking my director, she doesn't look like a mother-in-law. She looks too young. She looks too cool. She looks too cute. They're like, yeah, this is cinema, okay?
Yeah, and I remember that you were, I mean, today you are gorgeous, glamorous, everything else, but you were so innocent and inexperienced that time. And I mean, this is a little inside story. I remember, I don't think you had ever done waxing either before that. And yeah, you came and you were like, okay, I mean, do you think it'll show on screen? I said, yes, I think it's a good idea to do waxing. And, we had such a sweet bond. I don't think that kind of a purity of relationship, though after that we didn't do any films together, but we kept in touch, we kept meeting. And I think that
I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to wax my hair, and then I would see her like, you know, how you have this beautiful hair and your hair done up and makeup, and I used to look at her. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful.
you
And yeah,
are
my directors
you
were like,
are beautiful too. In fact, that's one of my questions I want to share with you. When I started working, I actually didn't know anything about acting, right, to be honest. And then I learned along the way, and I think you also came in so fresh, you hadn't trained in acting,
yeah,
but because you were a
no,
dancer, you knew a lot about expressions and you were quite free with yourself. But
yeah.
I had a disadvantage in the next so many films. All people used to say, oh, she looks beautiful. And nobody would talk about acting or good work. And I have a feeling you may have experienced a similar thing because you were just so beautiful that the first attention went on your looks, on your figure, on all of those. So, did you experience
I think
something similar thing?
I was actually watching your video, your whole interview today in the morning, and where you have this long hair from here till here. and the wind is little blowing like that. And it's just an interview. It's just like one basic interview. You're wearing a salwar kurta, another woman is also. And so she's asking you about acting and
It's sad
how do
because
you get lost. For me, I think I got lost. I always had a girl next door kind of a look. But I think I got lost because people were like, oh, uh, dance, dance, dance. But then I never got to do a role where I really want to do a film where I can just dance.
either it's all out
But
dance or it's intense acting, either of the two.
yeah, so even when I choose to do those kind of films, like I did Delhi Full of Dreams, or I did Midnight Children, or Cooking with Stella with Deepa Mehta, they were never like, never, I don't know, they didn't release on the right time, or they didn't get a good Friday release, so they got a little lost. But I feel there's always some struggle we all are going through.
That
Even
is
if you have a hit film, there's a struggle. Ab kya kare? Or even when you do when you're like doing the best, you're like, when you come home, you're like, now I have to figure out what to do next, and that's fun. That's what keeps me going. So
you
when
know
people try to typecast me, initially I used to be like, why are they typecasting me? But now I'm like, okay, now they've done it. Okay, how do I get out of it?
yeah, so
So
but you
that
know
excites me more.
what I was shocked at is the number of films you have done. I thought you had done like 20, 30 films. So when I was reading up, I said, this girl has done some 60, 80 films. And in so many languages. You've done it in Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Hindi, English. Any language I'm missing?
Yeah, so I've done Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Hindi, English, because what hota kya tha ki if I did a very glamorous role, and then I would just get the same kind of roles. So I had to figure out abhi kya karu. So then I used to go to another language. And it's really interesting, what happens is when you're younger, and I came really unprepared. So when you go to different language, you're like, array, the way of telling the story is absolutely different. The canvas is different. The way they paint their colors is different. The way their sense of humor is different.
Different. Yes, yes.
And the storytelling changes, and you're like, this is fun. Let me learn this. And then you go to another. So mine was not a planned decision. It just happened. I just went from one language to another because I felt like it'd be fun to learn.
Were all the different languages fun? Because for me, I felt that the other languages are really difficult. I did Kannada, I did Tamil, not Tamil, I did Kannada, I did Telugu.
Kannada is very difficult.
I found
I
it
felt
really.
I
Kannada is
felt Telugu came easily. Oh
yeah.
yeah, Kannada I found it difficult. The Malayalam I found very difficult because as a language they are very particular about
Yeah.
how they want it to be. And Telugu on the other hand has I feel I started with that, so it comes to me naturally. And in Tamil also I did a lot, so I understand it naturally. I speak not so well, but I understand it naturally because I started early.
Which
But
language
yes, the one
actually?
language that I think we all learn two languages, together.
Yeah.
So unlike other countries, all of us know at least two languages. So
Yeah.
and we didn't learn like Hindi first and then English first. So I think in both the languages. So for me, Hindi and English is just so easy, right? Like if I have to cry saying a line in Hindi, it just comes like that. I'm not thinking. It just
अभी
comes.
हिंदी में बात करो.
So हाँ नहीं, मैं तो हिंदी में बहुत बोलती हूँ. मुझे आंध्र की बुराई करनी होती है, मैं हिंदी में बोलती हूँ.
That's such a weapon, huh? When your husband doesn't speak, but वो बहुत अच्छी
उसको
कोशिश
सब
करता
समझ
है.
आता है, उसको सब समझ आता है. उसको पता है तू क्या बोल रही थी, उसको पता है क्या बोल रही थी. अभी तो मैं अपने दोस्तों से इतना हिंदी में बोलती हूँ, लाइक तू इंग्लिश में नहीं बोलती क्या? So I'm like, नहीं, मैं थक जाती हूँ बोलते बोलते.
Very close now that you're living in Barcelona in Spain. I think वहाँ पे और ज़्यादा मन करता होगा अपनी भाषा बोलने के लिए.
बहुत मन करता है, बहुत मन करता है. और कभी कभी कुछ मजाक होता है ना, तो कुछ जोक होता है, उसको ट्रांसलेट करने में बहुत निकल जाता है ना वो जो
Last year, Shreya, when I was there in Barcelona and I met you, we were so excited to meet each other because I didn't even know you were in Barcelona. हम लोग तो holiday के
I
लिए गए थे.
didn't know. I found you on Facebook. I said, "Oh, yeah, let's meet."
You saw
And it
some
was so nice.
monument and said, "Hey, ये तो Spain है, Barcelona है, she's here." So it was such fun, and it was so nice to meet Andre too. And I must say, you've really been a good judge of character. And आपने ये पता नहीं कहाँ से लड़का ढूंढा है, मतलब हिंदुस्तानी नहीं है, but where did you meet him? I know it was something to do with scuba diving and all that adventure. So are you a serious scuba diver, certified?
So I am a certified diver, but I learned it in India and Andaman Nicobar Islands, and there was she was just learning baking for Maria Goroti, and she's like, "Oh, Maria said, oh, there's this trip in April. You must go." So I booked myself for it, and she mentioned the date. I booked myself, but इतनी उल्लू हूँ मैं कि वो ट्रिप थी अप्रैल में, पर मैंने अपने मार्च में डेट बुक कर ली और सिर्फ बुक नहीं करे टिकट्स. I landed in Male in March, on 19th of March.
Really?
Yeah,
That
I
I didn't
landed
know.
there.
That
And
I
was
didn't
like,
know. So this is comedy of errors which turned into a love story which ended up in marriage.
unbelievable.
Whoa!
And then
Shakespeare
I'm
would be
looking
very
at
happy
my
with you.
trip. Yes, I'm looking at my trip and I'm like, oh my god. अभी मैं मम्मी को फोन करूंगी तो बहुत फट्टे लगने वाले थे, तो कोई फायदा ही नहीं था, तो मैंने फोन ही नहीं किया. So I called my best friend. She's like, I said, everything I'm doing this month is wrong. I don't know what's going on. She's like, calm down, calm down. And then this one tiny fellow came to tell me he was also a diver, but he's a really good photographer and cameraman from Bangalore. And he said, you screwed up on a large scale. मतलब बहुत बड़ा घपला किया है तूने. तो तू क्या करेगी? तो तू एक काम कर, तू ऐसे कोई fancy resort में जाके रह ले. I can't do that. Right? Like, what am I going to do alone? He said, okay, then come. There's a boat leaving today evening. You can be on it. मैं कहा Titanic बना रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. In the morning.
And leaving for scuba diving. It's leaving for diving.
तो मेरे को झूठ उसने बोला कि नहीं, we can always hire a plane, seaplane, and you can come back whenever you don't like it. It's a beautiful boat. So we checked this boat, and he knows a couple of my friends, filmy connection. So legit banda tha. So I went with him on that trip with my bags like that, put in that evening, and he put me in a small boat. That small boat takes me in a beautiful yacht. It's like, stunning. Literally out of a movie. And I'm standing there watching the sunset, and I look back, and so there's people on that boat. People from around the world come to dive. So they're like Germans, they're like Italians, they're like Russians.
Russian, yes.
Someone from everywhere. And I turn back and I see this little fellow with
cute fellow.
He's become by now. I fully avoided it. I'm like, then I'm asking Anup second, कौन है? He's like, क्यों? तुझे क्या करना है? अरे पता क्या ना?
अच्छा, love at first sight हो गया था?
या उसको नहीं मालूम, उसको लगता है वो एक हफ्ते तक उसने स्ट्रगल किया है. उसको नहीं मालूम there was love.
That is such an adorable story. My God, इस पे तो फिल्म बननी ही चाहिए.
He struggled for whole 1 week. Every day he was trying to
reach out.
Make sure I was fine.
So you played hard to get for a week, and then you said, okay, अब ज़्यादा ही hard to get करूँगी तो trip ही खत्म हो जाएगा. Might as well. So just say वो कहते हैं ना, God has some other reasons. तो आपकी ये जो बड़ी mistake थी was for a reason. You landed up in the wrong date, in the wrong ship, everything, and you found the right guy there. Wow.
और मेरी ट्रिप तो बोट पे थी भी नहीं. मेरी ट्रिप तो ऐसे आइलैंड पे थी. I was supposed to be on the island and very boring. ये तो बहुत ही exciting थी. It was really nice. But that trip was just magical. We saw from whale sharks, from manta ray, stingray, eagle ray. Oh my God. Whale shark came, and we used to get dolphins शाम को आके. They used to play with us. So it was really that little magical trip.
And the Russian ray you caught and got home only.
Yeah, तो वो बेचारा घर ही नहीं गया, फिर तो वो वापस इंडिया आ गया, फिर हम लद्दाख चले गए. तो yeah, and then it was really funny क्योंकि मैं पूरे 1 साल तक अपने मम्मी पापा को बोलती रही कि मेरा एक ऐसी फ्रेंड है, वो मतलब ये है, ऐसे ही है, क्यूट सा है, हाँ अच्छा है, बहुत लविंग है, बहुत केयरिंग है. तो मैंने बताया हम डेटिंग है, my mother thought ये तुमसे पागल हो गई है.
But I must say, you had a very traditional wedding ultimately. बहुत your wedding pictures all very well, you know, typical Indian style से शादी
मेरी
की.
माँ को पहली बार एक लड़का पसंद आया. मैंने कहा जैसे शादी करनी है कर दो. मैं कुछ भी पहन लूंगी.
How sweet, Shriya. That's such a lovely, cute story. So 2018, you got married, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
guys are still on a honeymoon. I know that because I've seen you both together. You're so adorable. अच्छा, coming back to now to आपकी love story तो मुझे लगता है बहुत exciting है और मैं उस पे script लिखने ही वाली हूँ. But उसके अलावा, tell me the background you came from, which is something like my background. My dad was an engineer. Your dad is an engineer. My mother was a principal and a teacher. Your mother is a chemistry teacher. एंड हम दोनों मोस्ट अनलाइकली आउटसाइडर्स जिसे बोलते हैं फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में आजकल एक नया टर्म निकला है आउटसाइडर्स. वी वर
हम तो था भी नहीं ऐसे वैसे कुछ सब आउटसाइडर इनसाइडर.
ये नई टर्मिनोलॉजी आजकल निकल रही है, पता नहीं कौन बना रहा है. बट एनीवे द फैक्ट इज दैट यू वर आल्सो वेरी अनलाइकली कैंडिडेट टू कम इनटू फिल्म्स. So did you find it difficult in the beginning? Because मेरा तो बोलते हैं ना luck by chance या destiny या कुछ भी बोलो. आपका क्या था? आपको भी किसी ने डांस करते हुए एक वीडियो देखा और पसंद कर लिया? रामोजी राव, वो भी बहुत बड़े साउथ के जो प्रोड्यूसर हैं.
No, for me, I love your story a lot because I was listening to your story today. Yours was the best. You're like, इनको तो it was amazing. तो इनको सबसे बड़ा जिनकी, you know, for you, there were like some 30 heroines who wanted to do that role, and you're like, हाँ मैं सोच रही हूँ.
That's what I mean. Yes, she told me कि देखो, every heroine is dying.
Yash Chopra is saying, can you come and act with me for my film? And you're like, हाँ मैं सोच रही हूँ, पढ़ाई कर लूँ पहले.
Can you imagine that happening today?
Yeah. No. They're like, oh, can I post it on Instagram? Can I take a picture with you?
Those were
the
like,
हाँ मैं पढ़ाई कर लूँ. But no, that's what I love about you. I mean, even up until recently, you were studying. For me, it just happened because I was learning Kathak from Guru Shobha Narayanji in Delhi. And my parents had shifted all the way from Haridwar to Delhi, so I could learn dance from her.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. That's my dad took a transfer to Delhi. My mom actually first came alone. She was a teacher in DPS Macha Road. And she used to take me to the dance class. Kabhi-kabhi we used to go walking to the dance class. And मेरी माँ के पास वो पुरानी खटारा वो R&D 4761 Fiat कार थी.
हम सबके पास थी वो Fiat पद्मिनी कार. We all had.
कभी भी रुक जाती थी, कहीं भी रुक जाती थी. और दिल्ली में कहीं भी रुक जाती थी तो बेचारे आसपास के लोग ही धक्का देते थे क्योंकि वो तो कर तो सकते ही नहीं है. So I have those memories and I used to perform with her. And then there was someone who was making a music video and they wanted a girl who could dance. So my teacher told them about me. Okay. And and then I did this first music video. And then Raj and Vikram, our directors, they saw me and they called me for an interview, for an audition. I'm like, तो बहुत बढ़िया है, audition के लिए हैदराबाद बुला रहे हैं, चलो घूमने चलते हैं.
चलो.
So me and my dad went, and dad had some friends who they vouched for Ramoji, and they said, no, it's going to be a great experience for her. Let her do it as an experience. And by the end of the film, I had troubled Vikram so much and Raj so much that they actually told me, they're like, ये तेरे लिए नहीं है, तू जाके पढ़ाई कर, dancer ban, artist ban, because I wanted to paint and I wanted to be a dancer. Films are not for you. So I said, yeah, okay. So I really took it seriously. I said, maybe films are not for me. And I went back to dance in college. Then they called me for one more film. But unlike you, I was just excited to go again.
But you enjoyed doing your first film because you seem to be enjoying it. और कोई लगता नहीं था कि पहली film है. You were very, comfortable, very.
I was just having fun. Those guys made me very comfortable. Then I was working with someone like, had it been someone who's not like so friendly, I wouldn't be. So I think people like you that I work with made it easy.
वो बहुत ही young,
Yeah.
very nice boys they were, and they started.
I used to trouble them a lot. एक बार वो बोलते हैं कि मैं ब्रश करके सुबह अपना ब्रेकफास्ट करके आता हूँ और ऐसे लेट नहीं होता कभी भी शूट में. तो और मैंने पहले क्या करता है, पहले वॉकिंग पे जाता हूँ. जब वो वॉक पे गया था तो आई स्टोल हिज ब्रशेस एंड उसका जो टूथब्रश दोनों एक साथ रहते हैं, दोनों से ब्रश चुरा लिए थे.
Oh my God!
और उसका हैंड लिक्विड वॉइस, वो हैंड लिक्विड वॉइस से बहुत प्यार था उसको, भी ऐसे हाथ धो धो के गाना गाता था वो.
I know. He used to be doing this all the time. Yes. Yeah.
तो शूट ना 1 घंटा लेट हो गई थी क्योंकि उसको उसका ब्रश नहीं मिल रहा था.
You were a prankster. But something, I think some of the top films of Telugu which you did, and today I want to show the people this grand film which you did, which was probably the highest budget film ever made of that time. उसके बाद शायद बड़ी और भी बनी होंगी. But that film was known to be कि इससे बड़ी film और इससे बड़ा star हो ही नहीं सकता है. तो आप उस film के लिए select हुई. How did you feel about it? When, I'm sure that was a film every heroine in the South must be wanting to do.
I honestly didn't know because what happened was I had met Shankar sir for some other film और उसमें उन्होंने मुझे select नहीं किया. So I was very sad. So then every time I met Shankar sir, I said, "Saab, you didn't take me for this one." So he was like, "No one talks like that. What a little child she is." And then he said, "I'm making this film. Will you do it?" I said, "Yeah, you have to pay her wife. You'll do it." I said, "Yeah, I was just there. It's okay." So, but he didn't tell me who was the actor, nothing. He didn't tell me anything about it. No, this is Pooja we're doing, and this is a surprise Pooja because we didn't want the news to go out. And then I see Rajni sir coming.
Rajnikant! Wow.
Working with him. I said, "No, you're joking, no?"
My goodness.
He's like, "Oh, God."
I think life has dealt you some good fun things. And I think you've been lucky also. So I think I'm going to now try and show, I hope I can succeed in that. Try and show your film, show you the song जो आपके एक मतलब बहुत आपका जब मैं देख रही थी ऑनलाइन इतने सारे वीडियोस हैं आपके गानों के that it's a whole मतलब category of Shriya Saran songs, each more glamorous than the other. So let's see if we can try and see this song of Shivaji. Here we go.
So this shot they shot at like 5 in the morning. क्योंकि हमें set खत्म करना था. It was a grand set, no? It was a very grand set.
I mean, tell me, when you are doing such glamorous roles all the time, being slim and fit, which you are till date, was it like something you were working on or just dancing helped? क्योंकि एक ounce भी fat नहीं होता था आपके ऊपर, आप perfect figure रहती थी. How did you do that? Were you working hard towards it?
No, I was just doing a lot of dance, and even when I started working out a lot, I think my body became not my body, and then I realized अभी क्या करूँ because I was eating right, but मैं वापस जब मैंने dance करना शुरू किया, so my body came back to what, which is I think हम सबकी अपनी एक body होती है, and we need to love ourselves, but it's very important to take care of it.
Yeah.
And any kind of love, you need to nurture it. You need to give a lot of love.
Yeah, दूसरों से प्यार करने से पहले we have to love ourselves. And most of us, especially women, we get so carried away loving our other people, our spouses, our children, our responsibilities that we forget to look after ourselves. I definitely understand that. So Shriya Saran loves herself.
And what happens is I feel you get so caught up in trying to become someone else, and you can never do that. So I feel like every individual is a different body, and you need to figure out how to be your best every day. Of course, my mom was always very careful about diet. So in terms of what we ate, my mom was bachpan se very careful.
Yeah, your mother
Uh,
looks amazing even now. She's a gorgeous
yeah,
looking lady, very fit and slim. So I
yeah.
guess that you have
So
good genes
that
also. Huh?
helped. Genes helped, yeah. But also my mom is always very like,
Hmm.
that you have to take care of yourself. This is the only gift that you have. That's your body, your mind. Take care of, and keep your mind active and keep your
You
body
know,
healthy.
that's what I feel. हम लोग सोचते हैं अभी बच्चे हैं इनको सब खाने दो, मोटी फैटनिंग चीजें, फ्राइड चीजें सब खाने दो, but that's good eating habits start from childhood, I think. So this is
Yeah,
something for
yeah,
all parents, that make your children eat healthy and let them figure that diet doesn't mean bhukha rehna. Diet means healthy eating. So I think
yeah.
that is
So
something which I'm and
also,
you.
I think when we were growing up, it was not like you could eat burger, you could go out and have a cup of
Yeah,
coffee anywhere, or you could have a cold latte. So it was always like घर का खाना. तो कोल्ड कॉफी बनानी थी तो घर पे ही बनाते थे और तो सब कुछ घर पे होता था और the way I grew up, we didn't have like we didn't have cafes, we didn't have restaurants.
I
Mom was always very very particular, so no fried food, and I'm not allowed to have cold drinks.
yeah.
Uh, so all of that, yeah. And she always taught me how to take care of my skin, how to take care of my body. So yeah,
इनफैक्ट आई रियलाइज वन थिंग, हम लोगों के लिए ईटिंग स्पेशल मेंट घर में ही कुछ खास चीज बनी है, आज खास चीज कुछ बना है, मम्मी ने राजमा चावल बनाए हैं या सांबर बनाई है, इडली
yeah,
बनाई है, तो दैट वाज आवर हाईलाइट ऑफ फूड एंड ईटिंग, एंड इट वाजंट कि किस रेस्टोरेंट में जाना है. यस, ओके, सो टेल मी, इफ
yeah.
यू वांट अ फिल्म एक्टर, what would you be actually? What was your second option of career? Dancer or anything else?
Kathak, Kathak, yeah, yeah. I always wanted to be a Kathak dancer. I learned from my mom, and I'm told that मैं पहले मैं ऐसे डांस करती थी फिर मैंने चलना शुरू किया so
Oh,
so dance is like my biggest love, my passion. One second.
and
So
I'm
if
quite
not an
surprised.
actor,
Yeah, your mother, actually, your parents shifted residence so you could dance. That's a huge sacrifice, and
yeah,
I think you did them proud. तो अभी आप अभी भी हर रोज practice करती हैं. You're sitting so far
yeah,
away. What
yeah, no,
dedication is that? Riyaz dedication. I think that is amazing, Shreya. That is very
no,
very.
it makes me very happy. So I'm in touch with my teachers. So I do a class with them.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So Shobna Di, she's from Delhi. Shobna Narayan. She just turned 70.
Wow.
Nutan Padwardhan, wo Bombay, she's from Bombay. And she's also a wonderful dance teacher. So I learned from both of them. I'll do that. I did a show in Moscow, and it was on 5 elements, and so it was really beautiful. It was Kathak, and Andre's very good friend. He's one of the best marimba player. So he did marimba drums, and it was traditional orchestra with Kathak. So that was quite stunning. For you, you're always a learner, and you just finished. You were studying all over again.
I love studying. I think there's something wrong up here, but I like studying. I enjoy reading. And recently I'm reading such an interesting book. The author who wrote The Secret, she's written a book called
Oh,
Magic. Have you read this book
yes,
called Magic?
yes,
So
yeah,
it's such
yeah.
a
I read
beautiful
magic.
thing. हमें life में gratitude दिखाना है. It's all about gratitude. And I
Thank you,
think
thank you, thank you. तीन बारी बोलो हर बारी बार
thank
बार
you,
बार बार. Thank you, thank you.
thank you. So
Yeah,
I think that we should share that message with our viewers today कि आपके साथ लाइफ में इतनी अच्छी चीजें होती हैं जिनको आप टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड कर लेते हैं, बट कुछ भी खराब होता है उसके ऊपर फुल फोकस रहता है. So what you are supposed to do is think about the good things in your life every night before you sleep. Think of 10 good things which have happened. It could be as simple as कि बहुत अच्छा खाना खाया आज मैंने, या आज मुझे किसी ने कॉम्प्लीमेंट दिया, या मेरा टीवी देखो, आई एम एंजॉयिंग वाचिंग दिस बिकॉज आई हैव अ ब्यूटीफुल टीवी, या
yeah,
मेरा घर कितना अच्छा है. कुछ भी चीज है, आपके बच्चे, आपकी फैमिली, आपके पेरेंट्स, से थैंक यू फॉर इट एवरी डे. एंड
yeah,
जितना आप ग्रेटिट्यूड दिखाएंगे, आई थिंक उतनी आपकी लाइफ में खुशी आएगी. So that is something which I'm enjoying, being conscious of it every day. बहुत आसानी से हम लोगों की लाइफ में ग्रम्बलिंग निकल आती है, खास तौर पे आजकल
yeah.
कोविड के टाइम पे एवरीबडी इज फीलिंग रियली कि जैसे कि सिर्फ मुझे हुआ है कोविड का प्रॉब्लम.
Mm,
होल वर्ल्ड इज
yeah.
गोइंग थ्रू अ क्राइसिस. सो इस टाइम पे पॉजिटिव रहना. हाउ आर यू डूइंग इट, हाउ?
We can get out of the house, go for walk. but restaurants and bars are all shut. And it's a great loss for a lot of my friends and people I know who are in this industry. In India, they haven't opened in 6 months. In Hyderabad, you have these horrible, crazy floods
Yeah, this was
and
so heartbreaking, those Hyderabad floods,
so
my God.
heartbreaking.
Do you know another thing? You are very fond of reading. I now, as I'm talking to you, I find we have so many similarities. Our backgrounds are
Yeah, I
same.
love
You are from
reading.
North India, and you love reading, and all those things. So maybe that's what our bond is. And I think
Yeah,
ultimately, it reading helps a lot. It helps me a lot. So
it helped me a lot. I read some really interesting books right now. I'm trying to find a really interesting book. I think books always take me back to, they keep me calm and happy. But
yeah,
dance keeps me calmer and happier, I've realized.
yeah,
Uh, and COVID time, I think what really changed about me is that, uh, पहले मैं हमेशा बोलती थी मम्मी मामा हमेशा फोन करती थी रोज मैं ऐसे रोज नहीं बात करती थी अभी इतने दूर थे हम लोग और मेरे इतने सारे फ्रेंड्स के पेरेंट्स को हुआ कोविड और कुछ लोगों को वी न्यू जिनको हो रहा था they were not feeling too well or people passed away suddenly I just felt like I haven't I haven't been in touch with my parents as much और मैं रोज उनको फोन करना मैंने शुरू किया and I realized that we weren't talking that much so I feel like kahin na kahin it got people together
yeah.
it's if you really love someone or you really were missing them ये एक वक्त था जब लोगों ने जाके वापस उनसे रिकनेक्ट किया
Yeah.
और अच्छे खासे लोग जो they were doing really well in business or work suddenly they have no work
Yeah.
suddenly there's zero income coming in this year खत्म
It,
होने वाला है हम हर महीना सोचते थे खत्म हो जाएगा कोविड
yeah.
it didn't get over and and so I feel like that empathy love that connection जो हम भूल गए थे that's
Yeah.
come back
I think very
and
important also is that we empathy and caring for other people. See, हमारे पास
yeah
जो problems हैं वो हैं, पर बाकी लोगों के पास हमसे भी कईयों के पास ज़्यादा problem है. So to remember that part of it, कि
yeah
we have to empathize, give in whatever small way, help anybody who's
yeah
really, nobody likes to beg, nobody likes to ask for help. पर जो मजबूर होके आपके सामने हाथ फैला रहा है, सोचिए आप कितना मजबूर होगा वो. So Acha, now
yeah
what are your future plans? What is happening in Shriya Saran's life?
I want to um of course I want to act till I can जब शुरू किया था तो नहीं सोचा था that I'll fall in love with acting. I think that one day, the first day of when I had my shot, तो मैं मार्क पे नहीं आ पा रही थी
Yeah.
और तो उन्होंने मेरे लिए एक स्टूल रख दिया था बोला था कि भाग के यहाँ तक आना है तो मैं उस पर भी गिर गई और I still remember my feet was bleeding. So Raj is like Vikram is like चलो एक इंसिडेंट है तेरे लिए तू लाइफ लॉन्ग याद रखेगी
आपने गिर के घुमाया.
भले ही उसने मुझे बोला था कि तू एक्टिंग कभी कर नहीं पाएगी पर उसने बाद में मुझे अपनी एक फिल्म में लिया था which became a very big hit for me मैडम 4 साल पहले so it was a full circle coming back
I
but
know.
I feel like I fell in love with acting and I want to keep doing it keep acting
But Shreya,
do you want to direct
I do actually. I do. I was always more of a thinking person, and I used to constantly sit on the sets, and I used to, look at the directors shooting, and I used to actually sit and write my continuity. And I'd say, "Aaj mera shooting nahi hai, to I'll be the assistant director." So I used to love doing that. So I've been doing little things, but now I think it's time to do something big. So maybe we shall. But
one thing I saw you in Goa once in a party somewhere and I went and I hugged you and I said hello to you obviously. This is just few years after Ishtam. And I came back and I was like, you know her? I'm like, yeah. Oh, so all the guys had a crush on you.
oh my God, I hear
He
these
said,
stories
he,
later.
he said, he's like, old crush, like the only crush. So I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, her hair and her eyes and the way she looks like that. We
Oh
have a
God.
crush on her.
You never
So
told me that, you naughty girl. अभी
I was
बता.
just embarrassed. I thought what you using, what kind of friends I have. And then धीरे-धीरे करके एक दो को मैं मिलाने भी लाई थी. अच्छा नशा stand.
अच्छा, forget my this thing. आपके लिए तो लोग ऐसे फिदा होते थे. I knew wherever I went, they say call that girl, call her for the party. I said, I'm not going to call her to please you guys. I'm calling her to be my
You
friend.
remember you took me to a party in Bombay and it was really fun. I had my first cosmopolitan there. I still remember.
Oh God, we should
I'd come to Bombay and then I said, hey, I'm here. I said, okay. And then I came to your house and then you took me to a party. I still remember. I was so happy. I'd never gone. It was my first this
You're stuck
fancy,
for
glitzy party like that. And everyone was taking a picture, I was looking at it, like, yeah, you're so cool.
But tell me, you've changed
Years
residence
ago.
so many times. You told me from where Banaras. Were you all?
No, so
Haridwar.
I was
Haridwar to
born in
Delhi to
Haridwar.
Hyderabad to, I mean, so
No,
many places.
Delhi. I never lived anywhere else, but like my home was Delhi. And then when I started, like, when after a few years, my dad was given a choice to get transferred to Bombay, so he got transferred to Bombay because my mom didn't want to leave me alone, and they sacrificed again,
Yeah, that's
all their friends and all. Because when they came to Bombay, they didn't know anyone, and so they only came for me. And those days, they wanted to just be there for me, take care of me. And I think it's
obviously
a huge
such a
sacrifice.
gorgeous, young, beautiful girl. They can't leave her alone. That would be quite a dangerous thing to do. Yeah. But so then you
Yeah,
moved to
so
Hyderabad because you were doing so many Telugu films. Then you moved.
Hyderabad, I just lived. I didn't really live there. I was just there for work.
Okay.
So home was always Bombay and Delhi. Yeah.
And
And I went
then
to LSR in Delhi when I was to college, LSR, and then and then came to Bombay, and
straight to
Bombay is
Barcelona.
yeah. So if you ask me, three cities I've lived in are those cities, but Hyderabad is home in its own way.
One thing
Yeah.
which I must mention today, which people may not know, is about the kind and thoughtful side of you, the spa which you had started. I remember that spa you started
And
for
you were so
the
kind to come to my spa. I was
my
so touched. You left all the way from Bandra and came. Yeah.
because
So
what a
this is
beautiful thought. You did something for the visually impaired so that they would get employment, and I mean the massage they would give. I thought it was amazing. The fact that you didn't do something glamorous with your name, with your looks. You could have opened just a very glamorous spa and people would have still come for Shriya Saran because but you opened something so totally different. So tell me, how did that come about?
So when I was in school, I used to stammer a lot. So I had this whole problem with R, E, I. Um, and when we were growing up, I think if you had a problem like that, you didn't give a name to it. You just said, "Ha, she'll figure it out." So we were not called dyslexia or anything. There was no, they didn't give a term to it. Yeah. So I just thought it was just my thing and I have to work on it. So there was a blind school in front of DPS Mathura Road in Delhi. And so I started going there for just volunteering. So just to work and talk to them. And so they asked me to record lectures for them. So when I went for recording, they realized that I have a problem with R and E. And they taught me how to clean that.
Oh,
So even now I have a problem, but if you understand clearly, if you know language really well, but if you don't, you're like, okay, whatever. I still roll, I still talk. So I figured it out, but before I couldn't, and there was
now
less
it's
confidence.
cute and adorable.
Yeah, and then when you speak in front of blind people, it's only love. It's the language of love. They can't see you, so you don't care, you know. So you don't think. You just speak what you have to, and somewhere that just clean my language, clean my R and E's. And when I started acting, when I started giving interviews or talking to people, I was a more confident person because of them. So they helped me more than I helped them.
How wonderful.
And
That's such a lovely thought.
yeah,
I'm so happy to know that. I didn't know why you chose this. I thought it was some chance or coincidence that you could,
No, it wasn't. I spent so much time with them. I used to donate my little bit of pocket money that I had and spend time and chill with them. Uh, and then I realized that after a while, when I wanted to start something. So I picked up this property and I said, let's do something. So my mom did a lot of research and my mom came up with this idea. I said, नहीं पैसे नहीं देने हैं, डोनेशन नहीं करने हैं पैसे के, हमें कुछ ऐसा करना है कि ये खुद से अपनी लाइवलीहुड बनाए, खुद से कंट्रीब्यूट।
self-sufficient, huh? Because
तो
charity,
इसलिए
you can do it
हमने
once or twice, and after that you made them, and now, there's some couple of other spas for the visually impaired. And
yeah
two of my friends who have sometime a lunch at home, she'll call those people and they are so good. Their sense of
we
touch
also
is
send
so
people
amazing.
if you want next time we do it, but the thing is what we realized is when we started for a month it wasn't doing that well, and then we're like क्या करे क्या नहीं करे. So then they're like, then they came to me, they're like, we really want to work hard. We really want to give our best. हमें पैसे नहीं चाहिए, हमें अच्छा नहीं लगता कोई आता ही नहीं है. And then that just melted my heart. I'm like, okay, कितना भी होगा हम करेंगे. We'll employ 6 people, we'll do that, but we'll do it. And today they are earning members of their family. They're married. They have kids. They make their own food. They come to the spa, train and bus. 2 hours travel. They on Sunday they go and help in the village also. By the way, they work 7 days a week.
See, that's when
And
you become confident, you become capable, then you know कि मैं कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ. If you feeling totally handicapped and किसी और के ऊपर depend कर रहे हो, then they feel very. So I think this is a wonderful story, which I didn't know the detail of it. I knew you had that spa. And today I want to just also recap. I just wrote down some of your films. I didn't know you had done so many international films, Shreya. You've done like The Other End of Line with Ashok Amritraj, then Midnight Children with none less than Deepa Mehta, then Cooking with Stella. That sounds such a fun film. So I think you have had a great
Stella was a really cute film. It was a very stunt nanny का role था, but stunt होती है वो, तो किसी को पता ही नहीं होता वो stunt होती है. Last में वो सब देखते ये stunt ये like that. And Stella was Seema Biswas. So it was a really cute role. I really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's what I like about you. You're positive, very nature, which is so much fun. Anybody who meets you will end up with a smile because you are so full of positive energy and smile. And that I think you need to keep going, spreading the message of love and care, and do teach dance to little kids or Indians or non-Indians, even better. Imagine little Spanish people doing Kathak. That'll be great. Do it as a hobby.
What I really want to do is I want to blend Kathak with flamenco, Kathak with other Indian dance forms. Because you know what the point is? The point is that we have 8 classical dance forms. And people still get confused between Kathak and Kathakali and Bharatnatyam and Kuchipudi and Mani. People don't know. People haven't seen a single performance. So what's important is putting it out there, keeping the traditional art form intact, but creating a beautiful story and
can we get
blending it.
Can we get him in for a minute? Is he there? Your cutie hubby?
Can you come, Andre, for a minute?
Just to say hi. If he's coming. Okay, give him a minute to comb his curly hair.
No, the thing is, he doesn't need makeup, so you just come.
He's ever ready. How are you?
He's grown his hair now.
I can see that nobody is getting haircuts nowadays. How are you, Andre? When are you coming to our Hindustan?
And the best part is he loves Indian food now. He's become and he's become vegetarian. That's not me, but he's become vegetarian. And both of us have become. And he loves Indian food.
Or is Andre doing the cooking?
No, we both, and then we have someone who helps us. And he loves Guju food. He loves paratha.
Wow.
He also cooks very well now.
Yeah. Dad, you have to say good things about your gorgeous wife. But tell me one thing. People think that, film actors are too glamorous to be this thing at home. But I've realized, seeing all my friends who are film actors, they make such good wives. Do you agree with me, Andre?
Do I
Good
make
wife.
a good wife?
Yeah.
He said, I didn't expect so much, but he says, yeah. Do I make a good wife, Andre, or okay wife?
Very good.
Very good. So great.
I had
Okay.
small expectations.
You had small expectation and you got big return. Wow, that's wonderful.
Small expectations is the secret of happiness.
That's so cute. And you also keep her happy.
Definitely.
I can see that.
Yeah, no, he's really sweet.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay,
Thank you,
good to
Andre.
see you. Thank you. Thank you. So I think our time may run out in a minute, so we may need to wind up. I mean, I can keep chatting with you, you know that. So tell me,
But tell me in 1 minute, quickly tell me, how do you, because I fight with my mom every day. Every day I talk to her, every day I fight with her. How do you deal with that?
oh God, that's the worst
Because
thing.
you have this beautiful daughter and this really gorgeous looking son. So how
Of
do you
course.
deal with that?
Oh my God, that's a question which is, I think today I would want to say that every mother and child fight. So there's nothing to be alarmed about that, because the only people you can really totally fight with or be yourself or express whatever you want to express are your children or your parents. I think the kids are the worst behaved with their parents. And that is what I feel. But that is the nature of the relationship, because there are no formalities there. There's a lot of love and there's a lot of forgiveness. So there's, even if you say anything mean to your mother, she'll be hurt, she'll cry, but she won't hold it again. So if you fall the next minute, she'll go there in full concern and love for you, or anything bad happens, she'll be totally upset about it. So however much, but try, parents ko hurt nahi kare to acha hai. So consideration, little patience. And you see, I always tell my kids, and I say that to all loved ones, all relationships which are based on love, we are so good to outsiders. People who are outside our house and outside our normal family, we are formal and nice to them. But with people who are so close to, we are the worst with them, because we think either formality kya hai? Either thodi I have to be
Yeah,
formal. So let me
yeah,
just be, I'm in a bad mood, so I'll be in a bad mood. When you go outside,
yeah,
agar aap कोई भी बाहर postman भी आता है, you're nicer to him sometimes. So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that is something we should realize, that these people whose life is with us forever and who care for us and matter more than anything else, we should be nicer to them than to strangers, right? So
But
that,
do you forgive your daughter easily, or is it hard for you?
no, I sulk sometimes. In fact, I sulk more than she does. If they are a little, I just expect one thing is respect, and don't talk in a rude tone. That's all I say. So if, and kids sometimes do tend to, and they don't mean to. So what is the only thing is that parents get over it very soon. You forgive in a minute, but I would
Yeah.
like to put the message across that this is not acceptable. So I'm like sullen faced for a few hours.
And then you're over it. And do you how do you deal with the the generation gap? Even though you're like so young at heart and you're still, I mean, you're not the regular mother sitting at home. You're partying, you're working, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're still
And also
educating
here, I'd
yourself.
like to say I'm more techno savvy than both my kids. So they come to me with any technology problem, what computer, what this, or what fixing lights or doing anything. I'm the one who does all that.
Wow.
But that's a genetic thing I think I got from my father. Maybe he was an engineer, aeronautical engineer, so he could put together planes. So I can put together small other things. But that is something I'm enjoyed thoroughly. But dealing with a new generation, yes, there's a lot of change, with time, a lot of, in fact, once I remember long ago, my son said there's a generation gap between his sister and him, which is about 3.5, 4 years. He said, Mom, I feel a generation gap with this, her generation, because
Yeah.
people are,
Yeah, you do.
yeah, we
You
grew
do
up in
feel.
such a different environment, without internet, without, my day used to be either studies or sports or painting or swimming or basketball or skating. We used to, those were our things today. But for today's child to
Yeah.
even do normal skating, they have to find a place, drive there, do that.
Yeah.
on our bicycles happily in Chandigarh
Yeah.
and go skating, go swimming on our bicycle. So, today they are dependent on parents or drivers or things
Yeah.
like that. So today's world is different. But here today, I only think I wish if I could have my way, I would say that cut down on social media to that extent. Let it not dictate your
Yeah.
life, your friendship, your moods should not be dictated. And I would say to all my fans or friends or your fans and friends who are watching, uh, trolling is something I think we need to put an end to it. Just going there and saying rude things because you're anonymous is really not nice, because the person on
I
the
still
other
don't
end,
even read messages.
yeah.
I don't.
But it's become sad because that's the way people are trying to get popularity or power, is by saying mean things, because nice things don't get talked about. So nasty things get noticed more. So that is my
That's
only, yeah.
And another thing I wanted to ask you, what advice do you give to your daughter? Because I mean, you're beautiful, stunning now, and you were always known for, this gorgeous face with kindness, of course. And Paloma, she's beautiful. So what advice do you give her
Well, my
about just like not getting carried away, or, like my mom keeps telling me, तुमको कुछ मालूम नहीं है, तुमको कुछ, and that drives me even crazier because I'm like, अच्छा हाँ मैं बताती हूँ किसको
I
ज्यादा पता
actually
है
try never to say that to my daughter, because it actually makes the kids very rebellious sometimes. Because in our family, we have a system of taking advice from each other, which was even with my parents. If we had to decide something, we as a family all contributed. When we were small kids, also, if holiday jana hai, kuch kharidna hai, we discussing buying a car or a music system, the whole family used to discuss it together. It wasn't कि I'm the parent, I'm spending the money, I will decide. So today, if I have to do anything, buy a TV or buy a electronic gadget or a phone or even a bigger thing like a car, we all sit and discuss it, and everybody's voice is heard. So we are quite a democratic family that way. But ultimately, of course, last word has to be the parent. But I feel the in my family, it's I won't really say it's my last word, because the kids decide most things, and good, right?
yeah
Loving
it's all
parents.
good like dating advices I don't know how to give to even to a younger generation so I don't know how a mother can give to a daughter or a son it's
No, you can only give
complicated now
advice from your own experience, which you'll also be able to give, because we learn from experience. That is something we have to respect. That experience does teach us a lot of things, right? So if we
true
learn, and if we keep making the same mistakes, then we'd be foolish. We'd be really foolish. But we do make sometimes. We are human beings, so we are allowed to make mistakes. So, Shia, what I like about you is that you are willing to learn. You want to learn how to be a better person, a better daughter, a better wife. But I think you are a wonderful person, and I wish you super, super success in your career, because I think you have much more in you to give
thank
right now.
you
You look stunning in
thank
any of
you
the designer clothes. I've seen you walking on the ramp. You once walked for my charity, which I did for Save the Girl Child, because that was
yeah
something I really felt, our girl children need to be respected and given more power. So I'd done an event called Save the Girl Child, and you look so
I remember
stunning.
yeah
Yeah.
that was
So,
yeah
yeah. So,
long time back but
so
I
hope,
wish I mean I hope I work with you again and yeah
yes.
I
And I,
admire the way you have these two beautiful kids and every time I see you you always so much love and so much kindness you're absolutely amazing
But I took my holiday without my kids, with my 5 girlfriends. We went all over Europe. We went to Portugal, Spain, everything. So that is also, and my kids encourage that. Mom, you've done so much. Now you have fun. Just go with your friends. So it's a nice thing. It's a very
yeah
each of us wants the other to be happy. So maybe you should send your mother on a nice holiday with her friends. That could be
so
something
she
she.
does she's also like in her own little world dances and yeah in her
Yeah.
own thing she's this COVID has really got us closer
Uh,
जबकि हम एक सिटी में भी नहीं है और इतना दूर है वीडियो कॉल and WhatsApp calls and every day I think we're closer now than when we lived together
yeah.
uh, and
No,
it's
you've also
nice. And
grown
I'm
up.
sure,
Most of you've now stopped being that rebellious teenager, and now you understand and value your relationship because you're far away. Na? That's what happens. We always value somebody when you're not like so close and friction is not happening.
yeah, I guess, yeah. But ज़्यादा rebel तो मैंने नहीं किया. I don't know how your kids are. I don't know if they read or
Hmm.
uh,
They
they
are basic.
don't.
No, they don't this thing, but they're very well-behaved kids. In fact, I'm so
Yeah,
grateful,
yeah.
touch wood, that they don't have any bad habits. They don't have any of those things. So I'm very proud of them. And whenever I go out and somebody tells me your kids are so well brought up, they're so good, I feel a certain pride in that is
Of
what it
course,
is. That is your biggest
of
achievement.
course. I mean, you also sacrificed a lot with work, everything. You were just there for them.
You
When
have
they were growing up, you were hardly working. You were just
I was not
very
working
involved with
because
them.
my kids were, I mean, I had lost both my parents, so I didn't have a family support to bring them up, so I had to be there
And that's
myself.
a huge sacrifice. You could have done a lot more work,
But that's
but you
okay.
didn't.
There's nothing
That's
as
you.
amazing as bringing up small kids, and of course,
Yeah.
it gives a lot of joy. You'll experience that, inshallah, soon. And also, are you thinking of doing web series, or there's so much work now in the digital space, and it's becoming so popular. I think that's
Yeah.
what you should do now.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. I do want to, but
Yeah.
it's just I'm looking for something that resonates. And I can be part of something that, a wonderful role, a stronger role. Um, Also this year I thought mushkil hai India aana, so I was like, okay, let's not. You don't
That,
know, shoots are getting cancelled, so I want to start resume work
let's
next year easily. I go on full on, and hopefully I'll do something interesting.
good luck
That's
to you.
that's the
And I
dream.
look forward to seeing you in a fabulous role where
Thank
Shriya
you.
will be standing out because you have it in you and you have really need to get more and more better work and recognition. And you're gorgeous and keep remaining like that.
Thank
Happiness
you.
to you. Good luck.
I should
Love